Alright, boys and girls, before we begin, make sure that you stay focused and please follow along with the video. This week we're going to go ahead and learn about self-portraits. Self-portraits are representations of an artist drawn, painted, or sculpted by that artist. Here's some examples. We have Frida Kahlo, Gustave Courbet, and Vincent van Gogh. These are all examples of artists that have created self-portraits. Now you, as an artist, will create a self-portrait this week using expressive line. Expressive lines are lines created in art that artists use to convey a specific type of emotional meaning in their artwork. Based off of last week's lesson where you learned about expressive line and you practiced creating these types of line with a Zentangle line pattern sheet, you'll create a self-portrait in the following style. This is the artwork, an example of what you'll be creating this week. Your self-portrait will consist of a photo of yourself, and in the background are those Zentangle line patterns that you created last week. There's two ways that you can create your self-portrait. One way will be by tracing the photograph. The second way will be drawing everything by hand, step by step. The following clips are going to be for options 1, tracing your self-portrait. If you'd like to learn how to draw your self-portrait step by step, please skip on to the next portion. So what you need to go ahead and do is make sure you have a favorite photo of yourself on the screen and grab a sheet of paper and a pencil. What you will be doing is tracing the outlines as best you can on the from the face of your portrait, right? Of your self-portrait. Now, make sure that you can do the following, okay? If you can, please turn off the light in your room because it will help you see what you're tracing a whole lot better. You'll see here on the screen that you can't see too well what I'm tracing, and you'll see me flipping back and forth to be able to gauge more or less where I'm going to be tracing certain parts of my face. It'll work best in a really dark room because the screen is very well lit, and it'll be light. It'll be enough light for you to be able to see what it is on the screen through the paper. Okay. Another note is don't use very thick paper. It won't show through as well. So just use a regular sheet of copy paper. A lot of artists do use this method to trace certain pieces of artwork to incorporate into their own. It's not very uncommon, but you'll notice that we won't do this very often in our own art classroom. Now, this is part of option 1, tracing your self-portrait. So I'm off to my next step, and here you're going to see me going. It's going to be going a little bit faster. At any point in the video, if I'm going too fast, please feel free to pause it as many times as you'd like. But here, I'm just bringing out those details that I traced so I can see them a whole lot better because I was being very, very careful not to press too hard on the computer screen because that can hurt the computer screen inside. So now I have my worksheet here from last week, or my assignment from last week, and I brought it up because it's my ideas that I'm going to go ahead and use for my self-portrait background. So this is my next step. I'm going to go ahead and create these small sections on the background of my self-portrait, because now you see my self-portrait here. And I'm going to go ahead and make as many sections that I'd like. I went ahead and added a few. I'm going to say I added about 6 of them, and I went ahead and what I'm going to do is use this worksheet again, or this little page I made for myself, and add each of these designs in the background. And watch this time lapse of me working on the background of my self-portrait. This is the finished product, and this is what yours should look like. Remember, your self-portrait is in the front, the foreground, and in the background are your lines. Now, this is option number 2, drawing step by step. So let's go ahead and continue. So this is an example of what your work will look like. For more details on how to draw step by step, visit this art page, Rapid Fire Art, and the link will be within this video. Super cool short demonstration on how to draw step by step on female and male faces. This is the link to her YouTube video that you need to go ahead and watch to watch step by step. This link will also be available on Google Classroom on the assignment itself. Within that video that you watch from Rapid Fire Art, please feel free to pause as many times as you need. This is just a quick time lapse of me going ahead and going through the steps that I did with her as I watched her video and just creating my self-portrait. Remember, the same thing applies to this one. You have to add those expressive lines in the background. Alrighty, boys and girls, so that concludes our continuation with line for this week. This is the last week we will be working with line. Next week we will be working on shape together. But please keep in mind, okay? This is our lesson of this week, right? We have 2 ways that we can complete our self-portrait, which is a drawing of ourselves, okay? There's 2 ways. One way is by tracing, which is option number 1. And you will go through that with me. And option number 2 is drawing everything step by step with Rapid Fire Art and her video, okay? You choose which one suits you the best, okay? Please make sure that if you have any issues with this assignment, please let me know ahead of time so that I can respond to you on a timely manner. If you have anything else that you'd like to go ahead and bring up to me, I'm always available on Google Classroom, Class Dojo, and most importantly, your Zoom meetings. Those Zoom meetings are every Tuesday at 2:15 for 6th and 7th grade, and you will go ahead and you will meet with me. And if you do come that day, you won't need to complete that exit ticket for that day, and you'll have full credit. So please make sure that you do take advantage and attend our Zoom meetings on on the Tuesdays, okay? I will see you all later. Bye.